Well, good for them. Now get something done. Meanwhile, unfortunately for a lot of people, relationships these days end like this.
All I ask, Brooke, is that you show a little bit of appreciation. That I just get 20 minutes to relax when I come home instead of being attacked with questions and nag the whole damn time.
You think that I nag you?
That's all you do! All you do is nag me. The bathroom's a mess. Your belt doesn't match. Hey, Gil, you should probably go work out. Nothing I ever do is ever good enough.
I'm done.
What?
I am done. I don't deserve this. I really do not deserve this.
Wow. Turns out 69% of divorces are initiated by the woman. And our next guest says it's because women today are agreeing to lead and insist on being in charge.
And that's a problem? Suzanne Venker is the author of this book, The Alpha Female's Guide to Men and Marriage, How Love Works. So women, then there's a look at the book, and those are the bells. The bells aren't real, the book is.
Oh, I love it. That's so great.
So you think women are doing something wrong? In what way?
I think that ultimately what women are struggling with, especially alpha, what I'm calling the alpha women, and you can replace that with a type A, it doesn't have to be the word alpha, but that they struggle getting in touch with their feminine side. That ultimately this is a book about helping women like myself. This is very much a memoir, part advice book, talking about my experience and my own mother growing up who was very much an alpha and never could shift out of that mode. And it caused a lot of problems. There was a lot of contention there.
And one of the problems you say is when men and women enter a relationship in the beginning, generally the man is the alpha and the woman is the beta.
So that's how almost all relationships start, right? You as a man make the phone call, you pick up, you pay the bill, you actually even ask the woman to marry you, right?
Unless it's Sadie Hawkins thing.
Right, unless it's Sadie Hawkins. So in that natural state, a woman is much more receptive to your energy. They're on the receiving end. And then I think what happens over time after you've been married a really long time, especially once kids come into the picture, is that women get into this mode of just sort of micromanaging everything. They're working, they're not working, but if they're not working, they're raising their kids, so they're working at that, and therefore they're micromanaging that. And that's all fine, but if they don't switch over into wife mode, kind of back where they were when you started, I think the relationship begins to deteriorate.
So the beta becomes an alpha, and then the man becomes confused, and maybe she should be the beta?
Yes, precisely.
Okay. Give us some tips.
Yes. So I'll put this down. I was going to use this as a prop, but this was my prop to show that in order for batteries to work, you need the positive and the negative energy to go together.
Okay.
Right?
Too positive is not good.
So focus on the positive.
So the goal is to get one of each, and if you're bringing the alpha energy to the table, and he's an alpha by nature because he's got all the testosterone, you're going to be like two bulls in a china shop, right? And then if you want him to be the more feminine person in the relationship, I guess you could do that, but that usually doesn't work for most people because women are naturally feminine.
So you're alpha when you go to work, you're powerful, you're strong, you come home, and what does the husband need from the woman?
The husband needs from the woman softness instead of hardness, so happiness instead of anger, being more compliant and less dictatorial, basically not telling them what to do. I don't know how else to put it.
Right. And you say emphasize the positive, not the negative, and don't do that. Don't do what we just saw. Vince Vaughn was getting nagged.
Nagging, perfectionist, telling what he's doing wrong. My husband would call it, I can't believe I'm saying this on national TV, directing his traffic. And so the opening of the book talks about just not directing his traffic.
I love this line you said. Men are simple, not dumb. What do you mean by that?
Really important. Men are so simple to love. All they want is sex, companionship, and respect. And women are so complicated that they need a whole lot more. But they don't realize how easy it is if you tap into that femininity to get that man to be more receptive to what you want.
It's so simple.
I have to ask you
It's
this.
so simple.
Last night when I found out you were going to be on the show and I was reading, about your information about the book and all of that. As a woman, are you getting some fallback? Because it's like, I don't expect to hear this message from a woman because we all think it's the man's problem.
And to me is the problem, that we're constantly pointing fingers at the men when I'm saying we're the ones who are actually kind of the problem.
Don't you think it can be both? I mean, why is it always our fault?
Okay, so it's not so much that it's always your fault, it's that there's a dance. The male-female dance is such that The woman kind of steers the relationship boat, and men feed off of that. So if you exude really positive energy, really feminine energy, they're very responsive to that. If you're coming in with all this negativity, or not negativity, but if you're coming in with all this hardness, they recoil.
Sure.
They don't want it. They're
So-
looking for something.
Does the man
soft.
need to change at all though to help with this?
Absolutely, and that's certainly been my story, and I talk about it in the book. My husband has changed, and it is something that will happen. It's just that naturally on his part, but it's just that you kind of have to go first and be good with that.
So we can leave our socks out, and we expect the wife just to ignore it after a while.
Maybe you should put them away and not cause a problem.
Or she
Thank
needs
you,
to
Steve.
understand that those
Right.
socks are there not because you expect her to pick them up, because you just don't see the socks or you don't care about the socks.
There you go.
Wait,
Don't
do you
have
wear
to see
socks?
the socks.
No.
You have to
This
see
is
the
a
socks.
reasonable woman.
All right. So, what do you think about Suzanne's premise here? Email us, friends@foxnews.com. You can tweet us and Facebook us as well. Once again, the
Just
book
pick
is
up the
called
socks. It'll
The
make her
Alpha
happy.
Female's Guide to Men and Marriage, How Love Works. You made it so simple.
Right.
I hope so.
And you just create a bunch of fights at home.
know.
Or maybe you can create some, maybe yourself.
People are yelling at the
Suzanne.
TV
So
right
good
now.
to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, meanwhile, coming up.